Hello and welcome back to a journey beneath the surface of cinema's greatest legends. Today, we cast our nets into the deep blue past to revisit Jaws, a film that redefined fear and left Hollywood forever changed. But behind the chilling waters and the haunting fin lies a cast whose lives have ebbed and flowed in ways more dramatic than any script. Let's dive in and discover where they are, then and now. Number 1. Roy Scheider as Martin Brody, the small-town sheriff who dared to confront an oceanic nightmare. With quiet strength and piercing eyes, Scheider anchored Jaws with human courage. Off-screen, he battled Hollywood pressures and personal demons. He passed away in 2008 at age 75, leaving behind a legacy of grit and gravitas that still echoes through the waves of cinema history. Number 2. Robert Shaw as Quint, the hardened shark hunter with scars deeper than flesh. Shaw's fierce, almost feral performance is now legendary, but few knew the behind-the-scenes turmoil he carried. Haunted by personal struggles and on-set tensions, he died just 3 years later in 1978 at 51. Quint may have gone down with the orca, but Shaw's haunting monologue still chills the blood. Number 3. Richard Dreyfuss as Matt Hooper, the witty oceanographer who brought science and sarcasm to Amity Island. Dreyfuss's energy was electric, on-screen and off. He clashed famously with Shaw, but their tension lit up the film. Today, Dreyfuss remains a captivating presence, often speaking out on politics and mental health, proving he's still unafraid to make waves. Number 4. Lorraine Gary as Ellen Brody, the loyal wife whose quiet strength anchored the Brody family. Though her role was subtle, Gary brought warmth and resilience to a film full of fear. After Jaws, she stepped away from acting, only returning briefly for its sequels. Now in her late 80s, she lives a private life, far from the spotlight, but never forgotten by fans. Number 5. Murray Hamilton as Mayor Larry Vaughn, the slick politician who kept the beaches open, with deadly consequences. Hamilton embodied the kind of denial that felt all too real. Off-screen, he was known for charm and versatility across decades of work. He passed away in 1986, but his performance remains one of cinema's most quietly sinister roles, a warning wrapped in a smile. Number 6. Carl Gottlieb as Meadows, the inquisitive local reporter who tried to make sense of the shark-induced chaos. But behind the camera, Gottlieb was far more than an actor. He co-wrote Jaws, crafting its razor-sharp tension and unforgettable dialogue. Still alive and witty at 87, he remains a revered voice in Hollywood, quietly shaping legends from the shadows. Number 7. Jeffrey Kramer as Deputy Hendricks, the young, nervous deputy learning to face fear one scream at a time. Kramer brought a dash of levity to the mounting dread. After Jaws, he transitioned behind the scenes, producing hit shows like Ally McBeal. Now 80, he lives a quieter life, but his early days in Amity remain a fan favorite among shark film lovers. Number 8. Susan Backlini as Chrissy Watkins, the first victim and the unforgettable opening scream. Dragged to her death in one of cinema's most chilling scenes, Backlini became an icon of horror. A former stuntwoman and animal trainer, she retired from acting shortly after. Now in her late 70s, she's rarely in public, but her terrifying performance still haunts the surf. Number 9. Jonathan Filley as Tom Cassidy, the drunk boyfriend who never noticed Chrissy's fatal swim. Though his role was brief, it added a disturbing layer of helplessness to the film's start. Filley stepped away from acting after Jaws, disappearing from the public eye. Today, at 80, his appearance remains one of the many unsolved mysteries surrounding the film's early moments. Number 10. Chris Rebello as Michael Brody, the sheriff's eldest son, wide-eyed, innocent, and dangerously close to death. Rebello was a local boy from Martha's Vineyard, chosen for his natural charm. Surprisingly, he never acted again, later working in real estate and education. He passed away in 2000 at just 37, leaving behind memories of a performance as sincere as it was fleeting. Number 11. Jay Mello as Sean Brody, the youngest Brody boy whose giggles and innocence offered a brief break from the terror. Cast at just 5 years old, Jay Mello's performance was natural and heartwarming. But after Jaws, he vanished from Hollywood entirely. Now 55, little is known about his life, adding a quiet layer of mystery to the legacy of Amity Island. Number 12. Craig Kingsbury as Ben Gardner, The grizzled fisherman whose severed head launched 1,000 nightmares. A real-life Martha's Vineyard local, Kingsbury had no formal training, but Spielberg loved his authenticity. Off-screen, he was a salty storyteller and island character. He passed away in 2002, at age 90, immortalized by one of cinema's most terrifying jump scares. Number 13. Ted Grossman, as the estuary victim. A nameless man in a rowboat until a shark changed everything. Grossman's horrifying death scene became a masterclass in tension. A prolific stuntman and double, he worked on films like Indiana Jones and Scarface. Now 85, he quietly enjoys retirement, rarely speaking about the moment that terrified generations. Number 14. Lee Fierro as Mrs. Kintner, the grieving mother whose slap echoed louder than any scream. Fierro gave one of the film's most human moments, raw pain in a town full of fear. She returned decades later for Jaws: The Revenge, but mostly dedicated her life to teaching theater. She passed away in 2020 at 91, forever remembered for that heartbreaking confrontation. Jeffrey Voorhees as Alex Kintner, the boy on the yellow raft whose fate would shatter the town and audience alike. After filming, Voorhees returned to quiet life and later worked at a restaurant on Martha's Vineyard, often serving Jaws fans without them realizing. Now 63, he embraces his place in horror history with a knowing smile and a menu full of trivia. And just like that, we resurface from the depths of Amity Island, leaving behind the roaring waves, sun-drenched shores, and the chilling silence that follows a scream. The cast of Jaws gave us more than just fear. They gave us humanity, heartbreak, and unforgettable moments both on and off screen. But now, it's your turn. Which scene from Jaws still gives you chills? Did you know about the real-life tensions between Shaw and Dreyfuss? And most importantly, who should we revisit next? Drop your thoughts in the comments. A forgotten actor, a legendary crew member, or a film whose behind-the-scenes story deserves the spotlight? We read every suggestion, and your ideas guide our next dives into Hollywood history. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support keeps these untold stories alive. Thank you for watching, thank you for remembering, and until next time, stay curious, stay brave, and never swim alone. See you in the next episode.